Hi, I'm Bryce. Have you ever had disturbing thoughts fly through your head? Maybe they're things you'd never act on or think about, but they show up anyway. These are intrusive thoughts. Today, let's talk about what intrusive thoughts are, where they come from, and what to do about them. Intrusive thoughts are spontaneous, unwanted, sexual, violent, or even blasphemous thoughts that pop into many Christians' minds. They may leave a feeling of guilt, shame, or doubt regarding salvation or God's forgiveness. Please know this: having intrusive thoughts is not sinful. However, those who choose to willingly dwell upon violent, sexual, or blasphemous thoughts are taking those first steps away from God. Whichever is the case, there's still hope. God knows all our thoughts already, so they don't surprise him at all. He knows the difference between one who sins on purpose and one who has had a spontaneous, disturbing thought. If we ask God to forgive our dwelling on intrusive thoughts, He will forgive us, no matter how many times we ask. So, where do intrusive thoughts come from in the first place? There are so many different ways these ideas might get into our heads, but they kind of boil down to two things: how we let the world influence us and direct spiritual attack. The world's influence. Our minds can be weak and subject to the things that we allow into our brains. We need to be vigilant about protecting ourselves from the things that might tuck themselves away in the corners of our subconscious, only to emerge later as unwanted thoughts or fantasies. Surround yourself with things that are lovely, pure, holy, and praiseworthy, and those are the things that are going to fill the spaces in your mind. Talk to God about your thoughts throughout the day. He can help you process them, even the bad ones. Memorize scripture to protect yourself when intrusive thoughts come. Spiritual warfare. Intrusive thoughts are sometimes enemy attacks in spiritual warfare. Our enemy, Satan, is on the hunt for believers and wants to hurt God's children by making them fearful. That fear causes our faith to lose effectiveness, getting us stuck where we are, doubting our salvation, or even going backwards. When our spirit is attacked, we need to be prepared to fight. Ephesians 6:10 through 18 talks about putting on our spiritual armor so we can stand against the schemes of the devil. How do we stop intrusive thoughts? As soon as an intrusive thought comes, don't try to hide it from God, tell him about it. Ask him to expose the lies and protect you from future attacks. Studying and memorizing scripture gives us weapons to use against the enemy, just like Jesus did when he was tempted by the devil in the desert. Examine intrusive thoughts and give them to God. Then reject them completely rather than indulging them. When we immerse ourselves with godly thoughts, actions, situations, media, and people, it's so much easier to keep our eyes focused on Jesus' righteousness. Allow God to infiltrate your thoughts and heart with who He is, everything good, lovely, and pure. Another way to combat intrusive thoughts is to talk about them with a trusted friend, parent, or counselor. Once those thoughts see the light of day, they're much more likely to lose their power. God doesn't want us to live in fear of a wrath that isn't there. He loves you deeply and wants so much more for you than a life of fear. Reject those harmful, intrusive thoughts and embrace Jesus' forgiveness and life. You're allowed to move on without guilt or shame, knowing you're still covered in God's mercy, love, and unending grace. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. We answer questions like this every day, so visit 412teens.org to ask your own spiritual questions.